Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we are going to be talking about Bitcoin and its valuations against the US dollar. Remember, if you do like this video and the other videos that I make on this channel, be sure to hit the like button down below and also consider subscribing. Well, Bitcoin's currently trading at $57,000, just north of it. We are up two and a quarter, two and one fifth of a percent today. Yesterday was an increase of 1.68%, but for the past number of days, the past like 7 days, it's been green candles every day, which I find that interesting. And from the wick, we have moved up, you know, almost 25% against the U.S. dollar for Bitcoin, which is pretty impressive. But the more impressive idea is we are ever so getting closer to the prior all-time high. And so now the question, uh, much like how I've been saying before we got to this level again, is that if Bitcoin gets closer and closer to the prior all-time high, then the narrative will shift to Bitcoin, and everyone wants to be talking about the Bitcoin going parabolic, going into price discovery mode after if it breaks through its prior all-time high ceiling, and that's something that we are monitoring now. Right now, we're just we're very close. I mean, if we measure from where we are to that level, it's at 2.31%. We could have another uh, a 2% day tomorrow, and we'll be at the prior all-time high. That's how close we are. And considering that we have been, putting, like 1-2% at least per day for the past 7 days, that doesn't seem too far-fetched that we would. And then at that time, whether that's today, if Bitcoin goes up another 2% today, or tomorrow, or maybe by the start of next week, the question will become, well, can Bitcoin break through it? And that's entirely up to Bitcoin. I don't have an answer for you. Um, but regardless, if it breaks through or not, we must be aware about the consequences. If Bitcoin breaks above, then most likely these altcoin positions that you might be holding, their Bitcoin valuations are going to bleed. They're already bleeding. Why? Because everyone's talking about the prior all time high of Bitcoin. Everyone's looking at Bitcoin now. Everyone's going to be shifting their liquidity back into Bitcoin. Now, your US dollar valuations on your altcoins will be fine, but most likely your Bitcoin valuation is going to suffer. If Bitcoin, say, doesn't break through, it kind of bleeds back down a bit, and we're kind of just moving sideways in the if we're using the tops of 57, 58, and the lows of like 45, and we're just kind of oscillating between that, then that will bring like that would make it, without using any other word, makes Bitcoin boring. Bitcoin's not making any new highs. Bitcoin's not dropping, it becomes boring. And when Bitcoin becomes boring, that's when altcoins start to pop off. Um, we 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 kind of saw that in January. Actually, we did see that in January. Uh, Bitcoin kind of chilled out for a bit, and then altcoins really started to rally. But um, that's essentially what we're dealing with here. Now, I still think that Bitcoin will be chilling out. Like, we're not going to be making a new all time high. We're not going to break the prior all time high. The reason why, uh, well, I mean, it could, but let me just paint out the scenario for you. Bitcoin dominance is currently at 62%. If we flip it on the weekly, it's a little better to see. We're at 62, right on the nose, 62% dominance. When we look at the 140-week moving average, which is, not a common moving average by any means, but when looking at the dominance, the 140-week moving average is quite interesting. It acted as resistance during 2019 when Bitcoin was on its amazing run and leaving all the altcoins behind. It acted as resistance there. But more importantly, it acted as support here. And where was this? This was the last of 2020, that altcoin bubble where you saw a lot of DeFi plays starting to pop off. Aave, Bancor. Um, I don't think Uniswap was there, but those DeFi plays were really popping off. Sushi Swap was popping off. That was at that time, and it acted as support. And then dominance went up to as high as 73%. 2 weeks ago, we were at the level, and last week we broke through it. We closed below the 140-week moving average. We have broke this level of support, but here we are, right at it. We're right at the line. And so I would suggest that Bitcoin either calms down, stays at this level, and kind of starts moving sideways, and we start seeing altcoins pop off, or Bitcoin slowly bleeds. And the same thing happens that liquidity gets put back into altcoins, and altcoins start moving again, resulting in this dominance to go down. Either way, the dominance will go down. Bitcoin can break that prior all-time high and still have the Bitcoin dominance go down. That's entirely possible. But considering that when Bitcoin does break its prior all-time highs, it goes into price discovery mode, and especially with Bitcoin, it's going to suck up all that liquidity. I find it highly improbable for the scenario of Bitcoin breaking its prior all-time high and the Bitcoin dominance continuing to going down. If Bitcoin does actually go into price discovery mode, then rest assured that this 140-week moving average is not going to act like any resistance for for Bitcoin dominance. It's just going to go straight up. Um, the 140-week moving average only makes sense if if uh, if Bitcoin either uh, chills out, bleeds a little, um, or any combination of the two. Any kind of major drop or major rise from Bitcoin is going to invalidate this moving average if you want to. But I also want to clarify that this 140-week moving average isn't the Bible, isn't something that we should follow to heart. I would not bet. I wouldn't remortgage my house based on this analysis. It is just an observation. What's more important is that we know what to do, um, or we weigh our options before this move happens. So it becomes quite simple, right? If A happens, then this. If B happens, then that. And if you're okay with those options, then you're good. So for me, like obviously at the moment right now, my altcoin positions are because of the moves in January and some in February. My altcoin position's a lot bigger than it was 3 months ago. Because of that, I'd very much like to see those altcoins continue to grow. And so, with that said, I hope Bitcoin chills out, and I hope that this 140-week moving average actually holds as resistance now because we're below it. I really hope it does. Um, and there are certain factors that come into play that reinforce that statement. But I'll be the first to tell you that no technical analysis is going to be foolproof. There's always a risk. There's always a chance that it doesn't play out, and we have to be okay with that. For the time being, Bitcoin's at $57,000. If it does go into price discovery mode, so be it. Altcoin moves will get pushed further down the line, and we'll see Bitcoin really really move again. And videos will come out saying, at least with me, talking about how you should have a good chunk of your portfolio in Bitcoin for moments like this. Yes, my altcoin position's larger than my Bitcoin position now because of the recent moves, and I haven't sold anything, but a decent amount of my portfolio is still in Bitcoin. For moments like these, when Bitcoin takes off, everything else stands uh, on its butt, and they all watch Bitcoin go to the moon. So with that said, keep an eye on Bitcoin for the next few days. The weekend might be interesting. We do see on the weekend a lot of altcoin volatility, um, but nothing is for certain. But if Bitcoin does break its prior all-time high, look to see the altcoins, and let's see how bad it gets for altcoins. Because if it does break its all-time high, then I think it's not good for altcoins in the short term. But that's all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.